So hello. It is election day, and quite honestly, I'm so tired and exhausted from what I take to be about a year and a half of just straight up harassment. On this election day, you and me were gonna go take a hike. There are a lot of boulders, there are a lot of rocks to be climbed, and I figured it's a better way to spend the day than agonizing over who has more votes. The air is crisp and clean today. Let's go check this out. So I'm moving through a patch of woods to a set of huge boulders and some cliffs, but it might be hunting season. And even if it isn't, this is Pennsylvania. People love guns. So I want to make sure that I don't get shot. There we go. At least for the time being, there's no way I can be confused with a deer. At least I don't think so. You never know with some of these folks though. I'm not much of a hunter myself. I like to hunt with my camera. All right, so we're coming up to the boulders. And they are quite large. We're gonna go up to the top of that up there. See that rock? Bink! It's up there. That's where we're going. Look at these leaves. Listen. I love the sound of crunching leaves. And I really enjoy the smell of leaves. All right, I don't want to be a creep about it, but the smell of leaves is really nice. So we're gonna cut over here. We're gonna start climbing up some of the boulders. Looks like there's a bit of a trail right here. Yep. Another thing I really enjoy about this place is it does not look like Pennsylvania, although I assure you it is. Kind of reminds me of somewhere out west. So here's our first spot we have to climb. Now that I'm up on the rock, I'm pretty certain that people can tell that I am, in fact, a human being. So I think I could take this off for now. Let my locks shine. Now this will take some climbing. So let me set you down for a minute. How's that? You safe? All right. Not too bad, but I needed 2 hands for that. But I have 2 hands for that. Not bad. I can see my shadow from here. All right. So we're gonna go out that entire ridge. All right, so let's go check out the rest of this cool spot. Okay, J vision is enabled. J vision go. On the right side we have the pines. On the left side, a bit of a drop. You got to really be careful because you never know when you're going to be walking on the rocks and then suddenly have a, I don't know, 50-foot drop with jagged rocks. It kind of meanders a little bit, so it's always good to be mindful of exactly what rock you're jumping to and what's next to it. Yup. Watch your step. We're coming up to the Dragon's Tail. I call it the Dragon Tail because it certainly looks like maybe the tail end of a dragon. So cool. Walking on the Dragon's Tail. I used to come here and pretend that I was training for Dragon Ball Z, like I was running on the Dragon Road. Ha, cha, cha, huh. We're gonna climb down there. I want to show you the chain. There used to be a really nice bench here. And I think that there is a fox that lives up here or something. You see all this poop? Something's living up here. They must be getting down and up from here. I mean, look at that poop right there. That looks like fox poop to me. Not that I'm a professional scat investigator. Okay, so the chain is down over here under this rock. We have to use the chain if we're gonna get down. I think a climber put this here a long time ago, so it's probably pinned in pretty well. I'm not putting all of my faith into this. Right now I'm in a bit of a rock crevice, and I can lean a lot of my weight on my left. My right is using, you know, more of the rubber of the sole of my shoe to help balance, but I can let go of the chain. I really don't need it. It is good though, a little bit to kind of stabilize a little bit, and if I give it a good tug, I think this thing is here for a long time. It's at least been here for 20 years or so. Not too bad. It's a nice little climb. Look how nice that green is right there. It's really cool. We are now in something's bathroom, apparently. But, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. We just came from the tree up there through that crack. So I swear I'm not trespassing. I didn't see any signs. So, but there was a dude in a pickup truck who was coming my way, and he just looked like he had some air of authority and wanted to tell me that, sir, you're not quite allowed in this area. To which I say, I'm gonna hide so that they can't get me. So I came down to the other side, and I'm gonna call the hike a little bit short, but I wanna walk with you back the way we came, but not on top of the rock. We're gonna go down to the bottom. And right over here, I could actually see someone has set up a climb. And for those of you who don't climb, I think this might be interesting for you. So you see all these little white marks? These are climbing holds. Rock climbing is a very fun sport. And this is kind of a trail. It's a way for you to know, which way to go, which are the best holds. But also the white chalk helps to dry out your hands from sweating. Helps to dry out your hands from sweating. So it looks like for this one, it would start with a right and then up to a left. Oh, but that's a nice slope. And then maybe right up here and then a left. That's actually a really nice hold. And then a foot and then keep going. And you can see there are clips for a rope. Climbing is a really fun pastime. Doesn't take much to get started either. Just a good pair of shoes, a crash pad, which is kind of like a bed, a little bed you can bring, and then some determination and a rock to climb. The interesting feature about these rocks is that they're slanted. Let me see if I can show you. So I'm standing, you know, kind of straight looking down, and you'll see as we get down further, it actually leans forward quite significantly, which makes for an interesting climb. You know, it makes it more difficult. The problem is, you know, one of the problems that you have here, the sun doesn't get over here very often. Usually it's running almost directly overhead, but not on the more northern side. So when you get rain, a lot of moisture gets stuck here. And so this rock could be wet for weeks at a time. You could actually see, you know, there's like, you know, moss, because the moisture just kind of hangs here. So you could come here with the intent of climbing and then find out, oh wait, the rock is still quite moist. So we're gonna take the trail back. We'll start now. Look how nice this looks with the way that the pine needles have fallen evenly through the rocks, making a kind of carpet. That's so cool. Take some careful steps. You want to play the floor is lava? Boink. The floor is pine needles. We don't want to mess up the carpet. Tink, tink, tink. Swing, tink, tink. There's a lot of carpet out that way. Let's keep playing. This is a fun game. Look at how nice it is back there. All right, well, I'm canceling out. I'm burning up in the lava because I want to be able to take you back here. Oh, it's so pretty. The way the sunlight kind of filters through the trees. If only I could share with you the chill air, the kind of air that maybe a hot chocolate would certainly complement. In fact, I do believe that after this hike, I'm gonna go get a hot chocolate. Dunkin' Donuts has a really good hot chocolate right now, and I think I've earned one today. After this election, I need something to soothe my battered soul. The trail winds around the front of the rock, and we're going to come back over to it in a moment. Here we are back at the rock. But you know what? I ought to put my "Don't shoot me, I'm human" hat. Right there. There we go. There was one time I was hiking behind a place that I was living in, out in a place called Kempton, and I was on a hill behind the house that we were renting, and I saw a guy pointing a gun at me from a distance. I started waving and I took off my black shirt. I had a white t-shirt on underneath, and I was like, "I'm human! I'm human!" Well, thankfully he didn't shoot me. I get down to the parking lot and I see him there with a gun, and he's like, "You know, from this distance, you look like a deer tail." And I'm like, "Yeah, this white shirt the size of a man's torso looks like a deer tail, and you're allowed to have a gun." Unbelievable. Needless to say, I was a little perturbed. So, how do we look? I like to take myself seriously. Let's go. Yeah, this is some good climbing material right here. But you see, it's a little tilted in. I don't know that the camera does it justice. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can, but it tilts forward. This is a popular yet not very well-known climbing spot. And even though I like you and I appreciate you spending some time with me, Unfortunately, I can't tell you where this is because there seems to be a problem with social media today. And I am certainly a participant in social media and making videos. But I think the problem is that when you share some of these places, people find out about them. And even though I'm very supportive of people coming out into nature, I'm finding that there are fewer and fewer locations that are kind of secretive. And there are just so many people going to all these locations. I don't know. They get overrun and then they change. You know, suddenly you're only allowed there at certain times, or someone gets hurt there, and so the state comes in and changes something about it. It's a real bummer. Or one of our problems locally is you get a lot of people from out of state, and they bring the culture with them, you know. They come to a place that's peaceful and serene, but then they act as if they're still in a city where they have to be loud and obnoxious. And you take something like this, quiet, beautiful nature, and you lose that when you have too many people. Well, I don't really want to lose that if I can help it. So I'm not going to tell you where this is. I hope you'll forgive me. Well, I certainly hoped you enjoyed this this video. I've been kind of lacking in my video output lately, kind of running out of idea. Oh wow, wait. Look at that poop. It looks like maybe, I don't know if is that bear? That's big poop. Look at the size of that. But you'll see all the berries, right? It's very fibrous. So I'm not thinking that this is a dog. It's very large too. Pretty fresh as well. I don't know. It might be a bear. There's your lesson in poop today. Not that it was much of a lesson, really. It was just like, hey, check it out. There's poop. That's that. So, good luck with Election Day. May the powers that be grant you your choice of elector. Either way, whatever way you voted, I still like you. I'm not going to hold anything against you. You have the right to support any of these unqualified candidates. But anyway, have yourself a great day, all right? I'm going to go home and make a turkey burger. Bye.